What if I told you your legs aren't just getting older? They're waving a red flag, warning you of something deeper, more dangerous, and possibly preventable. That heavy, shaky, or tired feeling in your legs isn't just normal aging. It could be the reason you lose your balance, your confidence, or worse, your independence. I'm a senior health educator with over 30 years of experience helping older adults reclaim their strength, mobility, and dignity. I've worked with thousands of seniors across America, many who thought their weak legs were just part of getting old. But they weren't, and you don't have to accept it either. Because the truth is, there are 5 hidden reasons, some you've never even heard of, that could be silently draining the power from your legs every single day. And the surprising part, most of them have nothing to do with your age, and everything to do with what you're doing or not doing right now. In this video, I'll walk you through the real causes of leg weakness after 60, from silent nutrient deficiencies to overlooked lifestyle traps, and show you exactly what to do about them. Simple, practical steps you can take starting today to rebuild your strength, improve your balance, and walk with confidence again. So don't move a muscle, because coming up, I'll reveal the #1 mineral deficiency that could be stealing your leg strength without you even knowing it. And trust me, you'll want to fix it before you take another step. Before we go any further, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss another life-changing tip designed to keep your legs strong and your body moving. If this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If you feel I can do better, type 0. Your feedback helps me help you. Let's start with the most common and most overlooked reason. Seniors begin to lose strength in their legs. It's something happening silently inside your body every single year after 60. And if you don't take action, it can steal up to 1/3 of your muscle mass before you even realize it. Reason 1: muscle loss, sarcopenia. I want to tell you something most doctors don't explain clearly enough, because they often chalk it up to just getting older. But if you've noticed your legs feeling heavier, weaker, or even shaky after walking short distances, it may not be aging alone. It could be something far more serious and far more preventable called muscle loss, or what we professionals call sarcopenia. I've seen it time and time again. Seniors who once moved with confidence slowly begin to struggle with simple things: standing from a chair, walking up a single flight of stairs, stepping off a curb. They shrug it off at first. "I'm just not as young as I used to be," they say. But what they don't realize is that muscle is silently wasting away, year after year. And by the time they reach their 80s, they've lost as much as 30% of their muscle mass, most of it from their legs. This isn't just about appearance. When your thigh and calf muscles shrink, your ability to balance, stabilize, and carry your own body weight declines with it. Your legs are the foundation of your independence. And when that foundation weakens, everything else starts to feel unstable too: your posture, your energy, your confidence. What makes sarcopenia so dangerous is how quietly it creeps in. You don't always feel it happening. You just start to notice yourself avoiding stairs, using handrails more often, taking longer to get out of bed. It's not just weakness, it's a warning that your body is losing one of its most important resources: functional strength. But here's the hopeful part: muscle loss is not a one-way street. Even after 60, you can regain strength, sometimes even faster than you think. And it starts with 2 things: movement and nutrition. You don't need a gym membership. You don't even need fancy equipment. I've coached countless seniors to rebuild their legs right from their living room using chair squats, simple leg lifts, and resistance bands. Just a few minutes a day can stimulate your muscle fibers to come alive again. But exercise alone isn't enough. Your muscles need fuel to repair and grow. Lean protein from eggs, fish, chicken, Greek yogurt, and legumes can make all the difference. I'll be honest, it takes effort, but it's far easier than recovering from a fall or months in a wheelchair. And it's far more empowering than accepting the idea that weakness is your destiny. If you've ever felt frustrated by your legs not working like they used to, I want you to know this isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of taking your strength back. And speaking of hidden dangers, there's another silent thief that can weaken your legs from the inside, not by shrinking your muscles, but by cutting off their oxygen supply. Let's talk about circulation and why your legs might not be getting the blood they desperately need. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. Reason 2: poor circulation. Peripheral artery disease, PAD. I'll never forget the day an older gentleman walked into my office rubbing his legs and saying, "Doc, I feel like my legs are just giving out on me." He wasn't in pain exactly, but his legs felt heavy, cold, and always tired. "Sometimes it feels like they just don't belong to me anymore," he said. And that one sentence told me everything. This is how poor circulation often starts: quietly, gradually, and dangerously. You may think it's normal to feel leg fatigue after a short walk or to need to sit down more often than before. But if your legs start cramping when you move and those cramps ease up when you rest, your body may be trying to tell you that blood isn't flowing properly to your muscles. That condition has a name: peripheral artery disease, or PAD. PAD is caused by a buildup of plaque in your arteries. The same way it clogs the heart, it can block blood flow to your legs. When that happens, your leg muscles don't get enough oxygen. Without oxygen, they weaken, they ache, they fatigue faster, and over time, they can deteriorate. It's not just discomfort. It's a threat to your independence and your health. Muscles that are starved of blood become frail. Skin that's poorly oxygenated becomes thin and prone to injury. In severe cases, wounds won't heal. Infections linger. In the worst cases, tissue begins to die. But the real tragedy is that many seniors don't realize what's happening until they fall, or worse. They assume their symptoms are just aging. But weak circulation isn't a normal part of getting older. It's a preventable medical issue with real consequences. The good news is there are simple steps you can take right now to get your blood moving again. Daily walking, even short and slow, signals your arteries to open and strengthens your legs naturally. Staying well hydrated thins the blood and keeps it flowing. Reducing salt lowers pressure and swelling that can compress those vessels. And warm foot soaks or elevation can help ease symptoms and promote healthy flow. But I want to be clear. If you're experiencing frequent leg pain, cold feet, or tingling that gets better when you sit, don't ignore it. Speak with your doctor. PAD isn't something you can afford to wait on. It's not just about your legs, it's about your heart, your brain, and your future. And while blood flow is essential to powering your legs, there's another silent danger that attacks your strength from an entirely different angle. It doesn't come from your arteries, it comes from your nerves. If your legs sometimes feel numb, tingly, or like they're not quite connected to your body anymore, then what we're about to cover next may hit closer to home than you think. Reason 3: nerve damage, peripheral neuropathy. There's a certain kind of weakness that doesn't come from your muscles, and it doesn't start in your bones. It comes from a disconnect deep inside your nervous system. I've had seniors describe it to me in ways that sound simple, but point to something serious. It feels like I'm walking on foam, one woman said. My feet burn at night. I can't tell if my foot is touching the floor, another man admitted with visible worry. All these signs point to one thing: nerve damage, more specifically, peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is when the nerves that connect your brain and spinal cord to the rest of your body, especially your legs and feet, begin to fail. And when those signals weaken, your legs do too. Because if your brain can't feel your feet, it can't control them properly. That disconnect leads to weakness, instability, and a higher risk of dangerous falls. One of the scariest things about neuropathy is how invisible it is at first. You don't see it coming. You might feel a tingling in your toes, a slight numbness that comes and goes. Or maybe your feet feel unusually cold, or they hurt at night for no clear reason. Some people feel sharp, burning pain. Others feel nothing at all, and that's what makes it so dangerous. This kind of leg weakness isn't just frustrating, it's life-altering. When you can't trust your legs to tell you where the ground is, you lose confidence with every step. Balance becomes unreliable. Walking becomes cautious. And the fear of falling starts to take over your freedom. The leading causes? Diabetes is the number one culprit. Chronically high blood sugar slowly destroys nerve tissue, especially in the feet. But there are other triggers too: vitamin B12 deficiency, alcohol overuse, and even certain medications. I've seen cases where a simple lack of B12 was enough to disrupt someone's ability to stand with confidence. But here's the good news: if caught early, nerve damage can be slowed and sometimes even reversed. It starts by checking your blood sugar regularly, even if you're not diabetic. Eat foods rich in B12 like eggs, dairy, fish, and leafy greens. Talk to your doctor about supplementation if needed. Cut back on alcohol and practice daily foot care. Wash, dry, and massage your feet, especially before bed. Even a short foot massage can stimulate nerve endings and improve connection. Most of all, don't ignore numbness. Your body is talking to you. The sooner you listen, the stronger and more stable your legs can become. Now, while nerve damage breaks the connection between your brain and legs, there's another issue that physically blocks that connection, one that begins not in your feet, but in your back. If you've ever felt shooting pain from your spine down your legs, or if one leg always feels weaker than the other, the next reason may reveal what's really behind your struggles. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. Reason 4: spinal problems, sciatica, herniated discs, and poor posture. Sometimes the real reason your legs feel weak isn't in your legs at all, it's in your back. I remember speaking with a gentleman in his late 60s who told me, "One of my legs feels like it's fading away, not in pain, just not there like it used to be." He thought it was just part of aging, but when we looked closer, the issue wasn't with his legs, it was with his spine. Your spine is the highway for every nerve signal that controls your legs. And when that highway is blocked, slowed, or pinched, the messages don't get through. The result? Weakness, instability, pain, and in some cases, moments when your legs don't respond at all. It's frightening, and it can strike without warning. Conditions like sciatica, herniated discs, and spinal stenosis are more common than most seniors realize. They can develop slowly over years of poor posture, extended sitting, or just wear and tear. Sometimes you don't even feel pain in your back, but the signals to your legs are disrupted. You may notice pain shooting from your lower back down the back of one leg. You may feel tingling in your feet, or a sense that one leg just doesn't have the same strength as the other. What's particularly dangerous about spinal-related leg weakness is how quickly it can spiral. Once one leg becomes unreliable, your body starts to compensate, shifting weight and straining joints that were never meant to carry the extra load. Your balance suffers, your posture deteriorates, and that constant stress on the spine and legs can lead to even greater weakness and risk. The solution isn't to stop moving. In fact, sitting too much can make this worse. Long periods in a chair compress the spine, tighten the muscles around it, and make you more vulnerable to nerve pinching. I tell all my patients, stand up every 30 minutes, stretch, walk. Use a lumbar cushion if you sit for long periods. Posture matters more than most people think, especially as we age. Gentle stretches like the knee to chest movement or seated spinal twists can help open the lower back and relieve pressure on sensitive nerves. These aren't just exercises, they're lifelines to the connection between your brain and your legs. Your spine doesn't just support your body, it connects you to your strength. If it's compromised, your legs can't do their job, no matter how healthy they seem. And while your spine plays a major role in how well your legs respond, there's one more factor that gets overlooked far too often. It's not about your muscles. It's not even about your nerves or bones. It's about something tiny, but absolutely vital inside your blood: minerals. And when those minerals fall out of balance, your legs can start to cramp, twitch, or even fail you altogether. Let's talk about electrolyte imbalance and why it might be the hidden cause behind your worst leg symptoms. Reason 5. Electrolyte imbalance, magnesium and potassium deficiency. I want you to imagine this. You're resting peacefully, finally asleep after a long day. Suddenly, out of nowhere, your leg seizes up with a sharp, painful cramp. You jolt awake, clutching your calf, wondering what just happened. It's not the first time, and it likely won't be the last. These nighttime leg cramps, sudden muscle twitches, and bouts of leg weakness might seem random, but there's often one root cause hiding in plain sight: an electrolyte imbalance. Your muscles don't just rely on strength, they rely on communication. That communication happens through minerals like magnesium and potassium. These tiny nutrients act like messengers, helping your muscles contract and relax, fire and recover. When they're missing or depleted, your muscles don't behave the way they should. They twitch, they cramp, they feel weak, unreliable, and even disconnected from the rest of your body. Many older adults don't realize how easily they can become deficient in these essential minerals. Diuretics, commonly prescribed for high blood pressure or heart conditions, flush potassium and magnesium from your system. Dehydration, something that becomes more common as we age, worsens the problem. And diets lacking in fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole grains only add to the shortfall. I once had a woman in her 70s tell me, "I thought my legs were giving out because I was just getting old. I never imagined it could be something as simple as not getting enough magnesium." But after she made a few dietary changes and added a supplement her doctor recommended, those cramps that had haunted her for years nearly disappeared. Deficiencies in potassium can also be dangerous. Low levels can lead to irregular heart rhythms, muscle fatigue, and even feelings of confusion or dizziness. When your potassium drops, your legs are often the first to tell you. You'll feel it in the form of trembling, sudden weakness, or a lack of coordination. These are not symptoms to ignore. They're warning signs that your body is struggling to keep up. The beautiful part is, these imbalances are often easy to correct once you recognize them. Add bananas, oranges, spinach, sweet potatoes, and avocados to your meals for a potassium boost. For magnesium, turn to almonds, pumpkin seeds, black beans, dark chocolate, and leafy greens. And always, always drink more water than you think you need. Hydration supports everything, especially the movement and stability of your legs. If you've been dealing with random leg weakness or cramps that seem to come out of nowhere, don't brush them off as normal aging. You could be missing the minerals that keep your legs strong, steady, and pain free. Because now that we've uncovered the 5 major reasons your legs may be getting weaker after 60, it's time to put everything into action. Starting with a few small, powerful daily habits that could help restore your strength, protect your balance, and keep you standing tall for years to come. Let's bring it all together. Conclusion: don't wait until it's too late. If you've made it this far, then you've already done something incredibly important. You've chosen to pay attention to what your body might be trying to tell you. That matters more than you know. Because weak legs aren't just a minor inconvenience or a natural part of growing older. They are often a message that something deeper may be off, something you can do something about. Maybe you've already felt it, getting up from a chair a little slower than before, holding the railing when stairs used to be easy, avoiding walks you once looked forward to. It can feel frustrating, maybe even embarrassing. But I want you to know this: you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not powerless. The 5 reasons we've talked about today: muscle loss, poor circulation, nerve damage, spinal issues, and mineral imbalances, these are not just medical terms. They're real obstacles that millions of older adults face every day. And yet, they're also opportunities to step in, take action, and reclaim something that's always been yours, your strength. I've worked with hundreds of seniors who thought it was too late for them. They felt defeated. But when we took the time to look deeper, when they made small, meaningful changes in how they moved, what they ate, how they listened to their own bodies, something amazing happened. They didn't just walk better. They stood taller. They smiled more. They began to trust their bodies again. That's what I want for you. So here's where it starts. Begin by moving every day, even if it's just a short walk around your home. Choose foods that feed your muscles and your nerves. Drink water like your health depends on it, because it does. Pay attention to those quiet signals from your body, the tingling, the heaviness, the cramping. And if something feels wrong, speak to someone, a doctor, a specialist, a friend. Don't wait until you fall to find out what could have been prevented. This isn't about trying to be 30 again. It's about being strong, steady, and self-reliant at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. It's about showing up for your life with power in your legs, clarity in your mind, and peace in your heart. You deserve that, and it's not too late. If you found value in this message, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about, someone whose legs have been feeling a little weaker lately. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more honest, practical, and empowering health tips just for you. Because the path to stronger legs, better balance, and lasting independence doesn't begin with big leaps. It begins right here, with understanding, with action, and with the simple choice to keep moving forward. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.